real talking, real talking.
Check it out, you know, in tune.
My daddy made this beat.
Yo, check it out, you know, in tune to the dynamic duo, Reese and Ira, on the corner, real talk corner.
Real Entertainment Network.
Ira and Reese. The talk is still real. We still on the corner. We can touch on some topics.
S3E1, we got topics. Let's have a discussion. The people got questions. The people want answers. Yeah, we got topics. Let's have a discussion. The people got questions. The people want answers. Yeah, it's real talking. It's real talk. It's real talking. It's real talk. It's real talking. Real talk. It's real talking. Real talking.
Ira and Reese.
Dynamic duo,
Talk is still real. We still on the corner.
real talk
We
corner.
can touch on some topics.
It's real talking. It's real talk. It's real talking. It's real talk. It's real talking. Real talk. It's real talking. Real talking.
Check it out, you know, in tune.
Let's try this again.
Boy.
Oh, shoot. Sorry. Start over, Reese.
we back.
We're back. We're back.
We apologize for the sound. Sorry.
Nothing is perfect in this world.
Very true.
Nothing is perfect.
Yeah, man. Hope everybody been safe for the time we've been gone. You know, everything hold together well for everybody.
Yeah.
And they're back here with us.
And we're on a different Facebook page.
Yeah. We step it up.
Yeah.
We have gone from a show to now a network.
Finally.
We started to put together some things where we will be moving in a different direction. We'll be having different things on the platform, so I feel that's an accomplishment as well for us.
Definitely an accomplishment.
Yeah, man.
And can't wait for the other projects to roll out, Roll out.
Well, hopefully we can roll them out, sooner rather than later. But it's been some time coming. It's been some time coming.
Yeah. Straight.
And with that being said as well, you guys listening to the show, you realize that the intro for this season is a little different. Want to take the time out to big up the artist, Mr. Kajal Laibod, who would sent us this track out to the blue. Well put together. and then we give our input. So, Kajal, enough respect, blessings, man. Thank you for the work you did.
Kajal is a big artist.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Kajal put in the work, and I like it. I like it.
The man got talent.
Very talented. Very talented, indeed, indeed, indeed,
So
indeed, indeed.
and so we have two shows now on the network. We have Real Talk
Yeah,
Corner and we have the topics. Tonight, the format of Real Talk Corner will kind of resemble that of the topics. Uh,
yes, somewhat.
yeah, so big up the topics all the time, but we just wanted to get in a little bit of the topics that we've missed while we were on break. Um, the idea is Real Talk Corner will definitely start zooming in, have more focus on a topic, and then we'll dive into that particular topic. So for those who are wondering the difference, because I've gotten the question, what's the
Yeah,
difference between Real Talk Corner and the topics? Well, there it is. The topics is the topics, and it's raw. It's MA, you know, MA. Yeah. Mature TV language.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
language
You
could
know,
be a
it's
little
not,
outside,
it's
and that
not,
is with
it's not for everyone, but
y-
it's a well put together show as well.
yeah.
Yes, man. But it's
But
great, man. It's feel good to be back. Feel good,
it sure does, sure does.
And someone just asked me, yes, this is going to be the new night of the show for the time being. We will be we will be on Monday nights for now. Um, if there are any changes, we will definitely post it. But for now, that's where we are.
As life changes, things changes.
Definitely.
So Reese, what we have tonight? What we have tonight for them?
Well,
Big
here's
up
the truth.
Kajal, big
Since
up Diana,
since we've been gone,
big
since
up
we've been gone,
Iona. Thank you,
there's some things, right? Since we've been gone, there've been some things that come up. Um,
Yancy Walters.
we got you got to tell me how you want to go. I think because we could go. Let's tackle COVID first.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's tackle COVID first because
We
it's
talking
been
about
roughly a
COVID.
year now. It's been roughly a year now, right? Since
Yeah.
the world has gone into this free fall, this total shutdown,
Yes.
this lockdown, right?
Yes.
So life has changed, right? And it will never. I can't see getting back to what it was. And if it does get back, it's going to be years.
We need to accept
Life
what
has changed.
the new norm looks like.
This is the new norm.
Yes.
This is definitely the new norm. This is where
Yes.
we are. This is what it is.
Yes.
Now, within this year of this global shutdown, this global pandemic, blah blah blah, we went from mask, social distancing, don't cough, don't sneeze. Nobody could have find toilet paper at one point. Couldn't find water in the stores at one point.
Yeah.
Now we made it all the way through to now we have this vaccine. Now the vaccine,
Vaccines. I don't know
well,
if that's the plural, but it's more than one.
well,
The
yes,
scientists has
right.
been working. The scientists they have been working
Scientists are
extra
working on
hard. They're working overtime. Um.
overtime.
Yeah.
So Pfizer came with a vaccine. Then we had Moderna with a vaccine. Then it was AstraZeneca with a vaccine. Johnson and
Mm-hmm.
Johnson came with a vaccine. So
Mm-hmm.
different companies were able to come forward with a vaccine. Now
Mm-hmm.
the issue with the vaccine, of course, is that now you have a lot of people being skeptical about the vaccine.
Skeptical.
Should I take the vaccine? What is in the vaccine? All these things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rightfully so. Rightfully so. Right.
Yeah.
I think that we should question things like that.
For
Yeah, we should
sure.
question things like
For
that.
sure.
I tell you because herpes and AIDS been around forever and they can't find a cure. Yeah, ain't got a vaccine for it.
What do you
You
mean?
understand? So
They have a
things
vaccine.
take a
They
little
have
different.
something for AIDS, right? I mean HIV,
Um,
right?
okay, if you know of it, go ahead.
I don't know. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But
Continue.
but there's this vaccine now, right?
Yeah.
And truthfully, the vaccine is going to be one way or the other mandatory. even if it's not mandatory as you have to get it based on you must get it by December 30th or blah blah blah. It's going to
Okay.
become mandatory. And the way how it's probably going to become mandatory is a lot of countries are going to say you can't enter without the vaccine.
Oh, okay.
And then
So
what's going to happen is a lot of other places are going to say, even as a returning national, the only way you could come back in is with a vaccine. And that is how you implement the vaccine.
you think that's gonna be the case? You think they're
Eventually,
gonna
it's going
make
to
the
come down to it.
returning nationals take the vaccine to get?
The only way you could enter the border. That's what they're going to put. They ain't going to
But
say
but
return
we're
nationals or not. Only way you
but
could cross the border.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
I mean, I could understand the life of travel, because you're already going into a country, so the countries are probably gonna be like, yeah, you need to be vaccinated, and even more so, we don't even have to touch the countries. You just have to touch the airlines and the cruises and certain areas.
There you
That's where
go.
it's gonna be.
There
Um,
you go.
but I don't know about the returning part, but the returning
But
part,
listen,
because it's like you're telling somebody you can't come back into your country, and you telling them to stay in somebody else's country. You don't have the right to tell somebody to stay in
but
somebody
no,
else's
but,
country.
but no, me and telling you can't come back in. No, you could come back in. But these are rules and regulation. Just like how
Okay.
you got to get cleared by customs, you got to get cleared by the CMO. Now when the CMO come in and say, well, the only way you could re-enter the country, the only way anybody could come into the country
hmm
is by the vaccine. Then that is how it's going to go.
Dahlia said they have trials on herpes as well. Okay, they're doing trials.
I want to hear about trial. I want to hear about vaccine.
Herpes not kill. They don't need no emergency for herpes. They don't need none of that.
By
So they need the vaccine for COVID-19 because it's seriously contagious, and they need to contain it. So that's why they come out with the
okay.
vaccine in speed, fast time. You know what I'm saying? What about jobs? What about jobs? Do you think jobs are gonna make it mandatory? I could foresee jobs saying, "Yeah,
They,
work for me, take this day."
there probably will be some jobs that will do it, and I feel like, for example, anybody working within tourism should do it.
What?
Tourism, yeah, tourism.
Easy. Go easy, Reese. Go
Okay, check it.
easy. I don't feel like
Okay,
anybody should be
check,
forced to do
no,
anything
no,
that they
check it
don't
out.
want to do.
Okay,
Lord.
okay, check it out. Let's use, for
Okay.
example, right, small sample size, saying it's news.
Uh-huh.
No active cases. Say if there is an active case, where you gonna do? Come in, right?
Mhm.
If you work at the airport, you work in tourism. Who will be the first person to interact with them? If you ain't driving, you're gonna have to catch a taxi. Who they gonna interact with?
I don't know.
You go to a hotel. What you gonna do? All that is tourism. And all it takes is one person to then leave there and go to a bar. And we are
Okay,
crazy.
Mr. TSA. This
No,
will
but I'm just
say
telling you.
HIV isn't COVID-19. Comparing them is irrelevant. Hashimoto, Reese. HIV is a chronic illness that can be managed like diabetes. I can't see the rest. Hold on. Like diabetes, only one person has ever been cured of HIV via a bone marrow transplant. I don't know if you want to wait to respond to this, Hill, or if you want to keep it moving.
No, I understand what he's saying, no?
Yeah.
But understand what I'm saying is that this thing has been around from the 80s, right? And it has destroyed lives. We know it destroyed lives.
Don't sex.
What?
Don't sex. And if you're
Every
sex,
time.
wear a condom.
By every
Wear
time,
wear a condom. You gotta
By
remember
every
there
by
is
every time, this.
look, Reese, Reese,
By every
Reese,
time, this.
Reese, please listen to me. Let
Oh
me say
gosh.
something really quickly. You know how the condom industry got a little boost based on herpes and HIV? That's an industry there. We can't kill an industry just because we want to come out with a vaccine. You know what I mean? Man like Magic Johnson, you hear he got HIV, they only talk about it. And then you just see the man and the man looking healthy. Man look better than a lot of us. You know what I mean? And nobody talk about what he doing. But guess what? Money in it, eh? Money involved. So I always remember money involved. These companies are not doing anything for free. And if money is there to be made, they can make this money. And the condom industry could do with some HIV and some herpes and some other STDs to boost some profits. You check? Slam, Durex, detergent.
Bye. Bye. Bye, you Turkish. Bye. Bye, you crazy.
You continue, 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 continue,
Bye, you. Bye, you crazy.
continue. It's true,
But
though.
like,
It's true.
but like I tell you, I feel like they're very. There are a lot of other medical situations that we've seen for years and years and years. No cure, no vaccine, nothing. And this one come around, and then a year later, we got a vaccine, multiple vaccines actually.
I understand. It's troubling. Let me get to
So
the real
here's,
thing now.
yeah,
Yeah,
let me get to the real thing. Go to
yeah,
the
yeah,
real
yeah.
thing.
Yeah, it's troubling that this vaccine could be developed so quickly. But maybe they've been working on the technology for quite some time. We did see the introduction of a new technology, right? The mRNA. Moderna and Pfizer is pushing that. Who else is pushing it? I don't think AstraZeneca has it. Definitely not Johnson and Johnson. I don't think. Actually, Pfizer is using no. AstraZeneca is using DNA one that they took from a chimp, right? A chimp virus. We watch Medcram,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, yeah,
we
yeah,
saw that. We saw that.
yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
looked at that.
But it's alarming that they were able to develop this vaccine in less than a year, complete the trials, and it's rolled out right now. Um,
And not
but
just rolled out,
there's
but
numbers.
rolled out with full government backing.
And people. There's people.
Yeah, definitely.
H1N1 had a vaccine too. Flying soon had a vaccine unless he said flying soon had a vaccine unless that in I guess in less than a year too. Swine flu. I don't know. We would have to fact check that. This still says so.
Yeah, yeah.
May
I
not.
mean, I know about swine flu. To be
Chapman
honest
said
with you.
Aaron knows all the condom brands. May not all. I know some.
But I agree.
See them on TV
You
commercials.
start to talk.
I'm just saying though. Okay, so let's talk about the vaccine and rollout, right? I think we're in the trial. I think we're in the trial right now. This is the trial stage. Let's just be honest, right? We're going through the trial stage right now with the vaccine. Fair enough, right? We have gotten to the point where we are so afraid of the virus, the disease, COVID, whatever. We are so afraid of it that we're willing to inject whatever they say, right? If the scientists had tell us to do what Donald Trump, they claim Donald Trump had said to inject ourselves with lion cell, we might have been doing that. You get what I'm saying? If enough media hosts and enough things were saying with enough numbers, you know what I mean? But here we go. Lionel Starby Prentice. A lot of skepticism with the vaccine stems from being made political. Many people's outlook on the vaccine is shaped by their political affiliation and what their leaders are telling them, which is true. And I think
I
that
agree.
that is
I agree.
that is a part of it, but that is because people are not they don't a lot of people think and follow what the masses say, right? And do. It's like there's no reason for me to think for myself. You know what I mean? I'm gonna allow everyone else to think and think out loud, and this is the consensus. So I'm going to follow this, right? Now, question: do you see yourself becoming like an outcast if you don't take the vaccine?
Um, I feel eventually they're going to make it in such a way that you may be ostracized for not taking the vaccine. I feel that if enough people agree to take the vaccine, then those who don't take the vaccine will be frowned upon.
It's already happening, right? Because you look at people with the mask. When I go in the stores and I see somebody wearing not missing their mask, it's like, not wearing your mask? You could not be wearing
And,
your
and, and,
mask.
and, and then you have a tendency to step away from them.
Yeah,
You try to make sure they don't have to close to you.
what is
You know,
this?
and that is true.
Yeah,
That is true.
it is already happening. It It is
You
already
know,
happening, and it is already happening. But well, the vaccine is going to be rolled out, and we're going to take the vaccine. And most of us is going to take the vaccine. Some might wait longer than some.
I feel eventually everybody gonna take it like I tell you.
But eh,
I feel eventually everybody gonna have to take it eventually.
in the long run, yeah, if you want to live life, right?
I
How
mean, yeah,
much money
eventually
is
so.
the treasury? How much money is in the treasury? You think NIA can survive without tourism, like Reese said? See, Kejel said, do your part and take the vaccine. Reese is encouraging everyone in St. Kitts and Nevis to take the vaccine so that the
Hey,
quarantine thing could end and we could come home. And Reese, in
let me
order
share.
for us to go back to St. Kitts and Nevis, we're gonna have to take the vaccine too. We're gonna have to do the thing.
Boy, I
Mr.
have
Prime
already,
Minister, we will take the
I've already
vaccine
said
and
it.
live real talk and for a little change because I just need something to cover it. Because one of my concerns, to be honest, is the immunity. Eh? That is a big concern of mine. The immunity. What's
Yeah,
your thoughts on the immunity, Reese? That the vaccine makers could make the vaccine in such a short time, and they're covered by state of emergencies and um like
I I want
I
to
don't
tell you
like
that that is what has me more skeptical about it
me too.
because you would hear of class action suits, right, going
Yeah,
against many companies. Um, and a class action suit is when one person file a lawsuit and other people jump on.
yeah,
But then you realize that all these companies cannot be sued under no circumstance. So
none.
if you know tomorrow decide to hang off your chin like a beard, ain't nothing we could do about it. And that is really scary
It is
because there's no responsibility for the companies.
none, none, zero. You know what I mean? Like even when it comes to medical bills, not even that could get covered. It's not even like how can I feel safe taking this vaccine, bro? Any form of the vaccine. But it's important. Let's talk about the different vaccines that are out there. So St. Kitts and Nevis has received the AstraZeneca vaccine, which makes sense. It makes sense for St. Kitts and Nevis, a small country. They probably won't have the infrastructure to store the Moderna and Pfizer vaccine that needs like really low temperatures. Also, it's cheaper. AstraZeneca is cheaper. It's a cheaper vaccine, right? So, what's your thoughts on the AstraZeneca, the Oxford AstraZeneca? Remember, we have a premier from Oxford, eh? So I believe the vaccine is supposed to be good enough for the people if the premier is good enough for the people.
By I think the thing about the AstraZeneca vaccine was the fact that it came on the scene late,
Was
right?
it
It came
late?
on the
Was
scene,
it late?
yeah, it came on the scene late because remember initially it was only Moderna and Pfizer. AstraZeneca kind of came on the scene a little after, and I think that's one of the reasons why people were skeptical about it. The other thing I think with the AstraZeneca that recently would have occurred is the fact that a lot of European countries at one point would have stopped using it,
Yeah.
citing blood clots and things like that. And
Okay.
I saw that floating around.
Yeah, the blood
But with
clot.
that, we have to take that with a grain of salt as well, because you have to keep in mind that it was made in England, and England is going through the process of leaving the well, I guess pulling out to the wait is European Union or whatever it is, and that could also be a part of it as well. That countries they say because you want to pull out and stop dealing with us, then we're gonna do this to you to add some kind of damage to your brand. So
Hmm.
I don't know too much about that vaccine, and I haven't followed up too much on it to be honest with you.
Well, the blood clot thing, I think they have an idea of what's causing the blood clot. You know what I mean? Blood clots. They think it's an immune response. Um, they've seen it before in other drugs, but they're
Okay.
thinking it's an immune response, and I guess it would only affect certain people who have a certain antibody or something. Don't quote me. I could look it up. I got it from Yahoo. So it's there. You know what I mean? So it would cause a concern, if you realize certain people are enough people are now dying from blood clots, then these companies are going to halt. And if you're serious about anything, right? And if you're a government that are serious about your people, you're going to stop things that you feel like are gonna cause harm to your people. So possibly may cause harm to your people. The AstraZeneca vaccine would have been more widely tested than the Pfizer and the Moderna vaccine, though. You know what I mean? And
Okay,
it would have
hold,
also
hold.
been testing against multiple strains of
Okay,
COVID
hold on.
19.
Stick a pin right there.
Yeah.
Stick a pin right there, right? I want to talk about something with the same vaccine.
Hmm.
It is rumored that in Antigua, Prime Minister Gaston Brown would have taken a different vaccine than what is given to the citizens of Antigua.
Me no deal with rumors. If you're not gonna facts, don't bring it here.
Well, I wasn't there. It
What
was
was
reported.
what was
Okay, let me
explained?
say it this way. It
Okay.
was reported by Antigua Broadcasting Station, which is ABS.
But
That
I ain't
that
a
is what
rumor.
that is what occurred. Again,
That's not a rumor.
so what are your thoughts about that? Seeing that a leader of a country will be given will be taking another vaccine from what he's given to his citizens.
I can get to you on that comment, Lionel Starboy Prentice. But that would be crazy. There is no way the captain should be doing something different to everybody else. You see what I'm saying? You can't tell me, uh, take this. I can take that one. Unless he's done his research and he found out, well,
He knows
he's more
something.
likely to react based on him personally
Mm.
react a certain way to the AstraZeneca vaccine versus the other one that he would have taken. So his chances are better if he takes the other one versus the AstraZeneca vaccine. So we don't know
Okay.
the circumstances surrounding why he would have made that decision. I am not going to speculate. I think he should take the same thing as everyone else. If so be the case, he should have. Boy, people are also spectacle.
Skeptical.
Thank you. I was having an issue there. Skeptical with the AstraZeneca vaccine because of the lower effective rate. Okay. So interestingly enough, right? Interestingly enough, Reese, we've been taking the flu shot for years.
Not we. Not we.
Well, not
We
me
don't take.
neither. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We don't even need it.
No, no, we drink bush tea because we
Yeah.
are old school. No, but for real, I think the flu comes in at around 50%. So I shared a box video on my webpage, my Facebook, my private Facebook, and it spoke about the same effective rates of the vaccine. Now, you take the vaccine, you hear vaccine, you think, ah, good, I could party now. Me ain't gonna get no COVID-19. Forget mask. Me ain't gonna get no COVID-19. Is that the aim of the vaccine? Vaccines have a certain aim, right? It either aims to stop, completely protect you against the virus. That would have been great. Perfect. We would have been excited. You would have been like, what? Take the vaccine? Me never gonna get COVID. Ever. Ever again. Ever, 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 ever. Right? But that wasn't the aim, right? They also could have said, okay, you could get COVID, but it won't kill you. It won't kill you. Right? That's important. Keep that one in mind. Ah, you will get COVID and you get symptoms, but you won't be seriously ill. It can be more like a flu. You know what I mean? Cold. You sniffle, feel bad, lay down. You won't have to go to the hospitals. What did they aim for? That. That exactly is what they aimed for. They aimed to make sure that people weren't getting seriously ill from COVID. So you take the vaccine, right? you could get COVID, but here's what they're telling you. They're telling you that you won't end up in the hospital. You might feel like crap, but you're not going to end up in the hospital. And even more so, you're not going dead. Right? So when we talk about the effective rate now, what they look at is they send out the placebo, right? With any trial, you got placebo and then you have the actual medicine. So they're sending out the placebo with 50 patients and the actual vaccine with 50 patients. If, for instance, 50, all 50 of the patients that received the placebo came back with COVID 19 and zero who received the vaccine came back without COVID 19 after the end of the trial, then the vaccine has a 100% effective rate. 100%. That's how they measure it. So now you have to look at how these trials were conducted. Pfizer and Moderna, when they did it with where COVID was earlier and the chance of getting affected, right? Infected, my bad, infected was low, right? So now you got like Johnson and Johnson and AstraZeneca and all these things. These are the ones coming out. They did it at a chance where being infected was much higher, and they also went outside. AstraZeneca being from England, Johnson and Johnson, yes, being an American, but they did test in Brazil. They did it against different strains, right? So when you look at that number, it's just a game. It's just a game. But the number that they want you to focus on, and we should focus on, is how many people has died after they received the vaccine from COVID. That's the number what we really should focus on. So if you take the vaccine, you're going dead. That's what they're saying. You ain't going dead. You're going to live. You're going to feel like crap,
So,
but you're going to live. You see what I'm
so
saying?
you feel that should be the selling point. That if you take the vaccine,
You're
your
going to live.
chance of dying is a lot less. Yeah, that should be the selling point.
Well, they're reporting 100%.
Okay, no,
So it's
listen,
not
no.
really a lot less. They're saying nobody's died from COVID once they take the vaccine. That's 100%.
Okay,
They're guaranteeing, basically, they're guaranteeing you that you're going to live, right?
so here's the problem. Here's the problem that I have with your argument now.
Not me
If I am
argument,
a
though.
no, I'm just telling you based on what you just said, right?
Okay.
If I am a young person living in St. Kitts Nevis,
Yeah.
you know what my response is?
Well,
Well, we thought the vaccine nobody we thought the vaccine nobody ended down here anyway.
hold
So
on.
I really don't need it.
Hold on. Let's see what I can get back to you, but I want to see what this still said. Don't know why people expect corona not to mutate. The type of virus it is, it doesn't stay the same. COVID 19 cannot be contained anymore. That's why it's a pandemic. It out there and it's gonna be there for years. It's gonna be there forever. It's a forever thing. Back to what you were saying. Okay. Yeah, nobody are dead.
So
Nobody dead.
that is my
Nobody
so
dead in
if
St.
that
Kitts and
is
Nevis.
no, but hold on. If that is the selling point, if that is a
Yes.
selling point, not the selling point, if that is a selling point, then as a youngster within the Federation of States and Nevis, I say, well, I don't need it. Cause
Okay.
ain't got nobody that ever had it here that passed away.
Yeah.
One or two minutes time I get hospital, but
I
nobody gonna
could
pass away. So
understand that. I
that's not a selling point for me.
I could understand that, but then could also say you're playing Russian roulette because when you really look at the numbers, the death rate is globally is really not that high. It's not like 5% or anything like that. What is it, like 2% or something like that? So,
Yeah, it's
but
very low, it's very low.
people are dying. People die. So you don't know who's gonna die. So you could say, huh, nobody dead, but then you end up be the one, or somebody else next to you end up be the one. You know what I mean? Because remember, it's a 2% chance, which is very low. And Nevis has a low population. So if we had less than 30 cases, I think, and you already start having people dying in there, then boy, It's a high percentage. That's a high
So
percentage. A
that
high
that that's what we
percentage.
answer.
That's a high
That's
percentage.
that's a tough one right there.
That's a high percentage. I can tell you that. Let me see what that percentage will look like. How many cases Nevis had so far? But I want to talk about the rollout. I want to talk about how you don't have no carnival, no culturama, no sports. This is, hey, BS, eh? The whole no sports thing is
Why
BS. We need to have
why is it
sports.
BS?
Sports is good for the
Why?
development of the youth, right? The brain, right? There's link. There's clinical studies that prove
Why?
this. I ain't making this up.
No,
Take people in
well, I
the
have
health
a why.
field that needs to go and study it. And if you got a sporting director and a minister of sport, they really need to say, hey, you ain't gonna put my stuff to the side. I must use a different word. This is not the topics. The topics would have been saying it differently. But you ain't putting my sporting events to the side. You messing up my youth and you taking away my job. But you know, seem like they're not
Okay,
upset enough. So
hold on, though, right? No, I saw a slogan that said "roll up to roll out." I
okay,
think, in short explanation,
100%.
if everybody get the vaccine, you got a chance to get back to regular life, right?
Mm,
So if you have to give to get,
yeah.
you have to give to get. You have to be willing to give up something to get something. So
But
if you
it's
want sports, hold on. If you want sports, because you know what happened,
yeah.
you could kind of have sports, You just can't have nobody. How
Reason.
good is that going to be for you to miss your son running his first race? I miss your daughter running your first race.
No.
Can't have nobody.
Not no keep. Not no keep, man. Not no keep.
Hold on, no, and
Not no
hold
keep.
on. Because that's different. You cannot tell a private promoter is not the same thing as a as a government entity. You could never put them on the same level. I could try a party in my house. I can't keep a juve in the government street. But I could try a jam in my house.
Talk to Lionel.
Again, there's no community spread. I understand what I'm saying, but the governmental lie, roll up high, Steve. Roll up to roll out.
Problem. This is the problem. That's a
So you have to
problem.
give to get
That's a
something.
problem.
You have to
Because
give to
things are
get.
keep.
Again, you cannot compare a government function to a private party.
Things are keep.
Okay, think of it this way.
Government
Carnival
not
is a
keep nothing.
government function. Carnival is a government function. There was nothing for carnival, right? Everything was virtual. That's a government function.
Nothing
If
Anguilla.
me and you decide to come together and put money together and rent a bar, that's different. That's a private event.
Anguilla had Juve.
But
Anguilla
we're
doing
not talking about Angola.
Anguilla doing
We're not
better
talking
than
about Angola. We
better than
talk
Singits and
Angola.
Nevis.
But Angola don't have a slogan say roll up to roll up. We're talking about the roll up to roll up slogan. You can't do that.
That's a slogan, eh?
Roll up to roll out that.
In a federation without COVID. But they can keep all other sorts of activities. Kill them. That's what it is. Don't kill the youth's
But
dream, the
I
sporting
I
dreams of the
listen.
youths. That's what
Okay,
it seems like to me.
check it
Don't
out.
vex with me, huh?
Check
Okay,
check it out this way.
okay. Go ahead.
Because y'all saying one thing, but let's look at it from the other angle. There are many sporting clubs in St. Kitts Nevis. Track
Yeah.
and field clubs, football club, cricket club, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
So don't wait until the government come together and say we're gonna have inter premier, inter high. No. You as a person collecting money from these children to be a part of a club, come together with another club and have a meet. We don't think about that. We want to put it on the government. Come on, you can't do that. Because I paying you money every month for you to train my son, for you to train my daughter. So why you can't come together with another coach and put on a meet? Why you have to wait on the government or department of sports or whatever it is?
Yeah, no. That's the government can say no.
No, your government ain't gonna say no because
The
there have been
government
track
can
meets
say
in
no.
St. Kitts.
The government can
But
say
there have
no.
been track meets in St. Kitts. So it shows that it has happened. There have been club meets in St. Kitts. So the fact that there have been club meets and they have been allowed to have club meets, okay, Department of Education can't have it, but the track teams who come together and have it, do it that way.
Interprimary?
No, I said club meets. I didn't say interprimary. I said club meets. The government ain't allowing her to have interprim, interhigh, whatever it is, but these students are members. Some of them are members of track teams. The track teams come together.
So it's the same thing with the football? Because then I had no football. They had football. Oh yeah, they had football.
They have football. They got cricket.
Oh, them the private.
These are clubs. These are clubs.
Oh, them their
These
clubs.
are clubs. These are clubs.
Them their clubs. Them they been a
These
club.
are clubs.
The other day
So
when St. Paul's
so
was
you
a
tell
club.
what St. Paul's is? St.
St.
Paul's FC, St. Paul's Football Club.
I don't care who governs it.
It's a
In
club.
in the SKN Football Association.
So here's the thing: does that fall under the government, or is that a private entity?
But they want pick me.
Again, you understand? So that's what it is. So I feel that the parents should get down on these coaches that are paying the money to train the children and say, hey, okay, the government ain't let us have this. I got to do something.
In quarantine, Jasmine. Reese, what happened when we were gone? There was a break of quarantine and they were charged less than
Well,
$5,000, right?
well, I'm going to tell you, for those individuals that were quarantined,
Yeah.
I feel that whatever the maximum should have been is what they should have gotten.
Privilege, yeah.
If the max, if the maximum was 6 months in jail, they should have get 6 months in jail.
Plus the fine.
Because you are traveling to an island and these rules are in place. I happened to see the regulations just to enter the federation recently, and you go through all of this, jump through all these hoops to go down there to break quarantine. If it's a 6 months jail they need, take it. They can't break quarantine down there.
Reese, somebody tell me they had
Yo,
Agrofest. Agrofest. Agrofest was a government event.
hey,
Uh,
what was Agro first? What was Agro
uh,
first?
a government
No, what was
event.
Agro first?
A government event.
Hold on. I have a flyer about Agro first. But again, that's it.
Again, nothing. Talk about the flyer, man.
No, but again, where does that fall within Department of Education and Sports?
What?
We're not talking about Department of Agriculture, you know? I'm talking about Department of Education and Sports.
See? Agrofest
Agriculture, I
was a
got nothing to
government
do.
event.
But I
Right there.
understand, I understand. No,
Real
I understand.
Entertainment Network is telling you this.
But,
Right?
but hold on, no, man.
Master
But
control.
tell me when I could that. Because you tell me about two different departments. You tell me about two different
Okay,
departments. So listen,
hold on. Okay, let's stick a pin in the quarantine thing. We can get back to that, but let's talk about the Agrofest because that was your whole debate. So I want to hear what you're gonna say now. Your rebuttal. Let's go. You're up.
my rebuttal has been that Department of Education, Department of Sports is not Department of Agriculture.
But we were
It's
just
not Department of, but it's not Department of Agriculture.
we, we were just talking about
But, but
the
but
government
did I not say? Did you not hear me say anything about Department of Education, Department of Sports? Yes or no?
before. No,
Yeah. You didn't hear me say anything about
I
that.
missed that.
You didn't hear me say Department of Education is not having sports, so we need to get on these coaches collecting money from these students to be a part of the track team.
No, no.
Oh,
I think I heard you said
okay.
you can't compare
Okay.
a government. You can't
Okay.
compare a government event with a private event. That's what I heard you say.
when,
And then you
when we
moved
finish,
on.
no. When you finish, you need to go back and watch it. You're gonna be like, you know what, boy, we stand
No,
alright.
no. You mean a correction.
You not got to say it.
I know you say what you say. Public versus private, no matter. Big up Alan Powell, host of the topics. Tune in tomorrow night for the topics. Tomorrow night
Yeah.
topics with Alan and China Wall.
I think Alan said something here. Say private and public no matter. Private and public doesn't matter. But if I decide to try a party in your house, I can't. I will not come in. The only thing you can tell me is noise ordinance. You can't tell me nothing else. Private and public is completely different.
Okay.
No.
Okay, Reese. Oh yes, people, we are now on YouTube. We are live on YouTube as well. We're streaming on YouTube and Facebook. So if you don't feel like you want to be on the Facebook vibes, anybody who wants to watch the show but they're not into Facebook, just send them the YouTube link. The YouTube link is not provided, but we will provide it shortly. Yeah. No.
But
See, you don't
but
lose
hold
the
on.
battle there when it comes to the
Oh, but how
government thing,
you,
and they should have
but how
sports.
you,
Not.
look, okay, here, let's be honest. Everybody wanted to have sports, but nobody wanted to take the vaccine. If the government lie, roll up to roll out, and you choose not to take it, that was the problem. Tell me what's the problem. They give you an opportunity to do what you have to do. It's just like me. I don't want to take COVID
My
test
thing is why the
every other
government
day.
got so much control.
What? What?
Because
Maybe
the
where they got so much.
government, like
What?
these governments are elected
What?
by the government. It's a representative. This look. Oh, you don't know me at talk about.
No, no,
Okay, I was
hold
crazy.
on. You just said wait the government got so much control?
Why? I never understood it. I still to this day don't understand why governments of the world have so much controls. Oh Lord, they're going to come for me. But I have always been of the opinion the people is the government. They are just representative of the people. These people could get moved, vote them out, move them. You check. So a government shouldn't be enforcing anything, and the representative of the government shouldn't be enforcing anything. But I guess that's what they're there for, to think for us,
Let me
to
ask
make sure that they
hold
do
on,
what is best.
let me ask you a
What is the
question. Would
role
you
of a
agree that
government, by the way, Reese?
no hold on.
What is the
Would
role
you
of a
agree
government?
that but hold on man. Would you agree that we know all these things before the election and we still vote whichever way we vote?
We
That
vote
people
that.
should know that the government the representatives work for us. You believe that people should know that before they vote, right? You would agree that they
Hmm?
should understand that you would agree that the voting population should know that the premier, the prime minister, the deputy, all of them, they work for us, right? You would think
Yeah,
that they should know that.
yeah.
Okay. So when you vote, whoever you vote for, whatever you get on the backside of it, that's where you gotta take because that's where you vote, right?
Reese, they tell me must stop talk about that. But anyway, back to they had elections. They had
Uh
campaigning in elections. All of these things during COVID when it was less understood how it was being transmitted. So why we can't have sports? Now we seeing people wearing masks. We got countries that never stopped. You got countries that are managing COVID really good. You had parties on the beach. I'm just saying there's a proof that you could keep events and still keep the people safe. I think that is their responsibility, keeping the people
that is
safe.
true. You can keep events and keep people safe. That is true, right? You can also keep events and take the vaccine. That's why they for too. That's why they spend $800,000 for too. 800,000 of our money. That's what they spend it for
Not for the
to keep us
AstraZeneca
safe.
though. They ain't buy that. They ain't buy the
That what I get.
AstraZeneca. They buy the AstraZeneca.
That would. I
Was
didn't
it
know.
gift?
I didn't know. Remember.
I thought it came from India or something. Didn't we get some from India? The government of India?
Remember we were no. Remember we were gifted from. We were gifted by Dominica.
I don't want the
Dominica gave.
anarchy. I just want people to
Dominica gave vaccines to. Dominica gave vaccines to Antigua, us and somebody else or something like that. So we did get vaccines from Dominica.
so
That's
we
all.
bought the AstraZeneca vaccine.
I'm not like I tell you, I'm not sure what vaccine about. But remember when we had the honorable Akila Byron Nisbet, she did say that they spent money on the vaccine.
Hmm.
I don't know exactly which version of the vaccine about. I don't know if it's Pfizer, Moderna, AstraZeneca. I really
They
don't
not
know.
buy the Pfizer or the Moderna. I'm not saying they made a I'm not saying there's a problem if they bought the AstraZeneca vaccine. I'm just wondering if they actually bought the Astra. I thought they haven't received the vaccine that they bought. That's what I'm saying. You know what I
Look,
mean? I thought we were
I
still
know.
waiting for that. I could be wrong.
That's a
I
long time
can't
coming.
catch everything that's going on in the world. And I don't know if
That's a long time.
anyone in the crowd, in the audience, sorry, could tell me differently, right?
But I really don't know what vaccine about. So I really don't know.
I know they said they were waiting, and the AstraZeneca would be the one that I think they would get. either that are like the Johnson and Johnson or something. They need something that they could store. The Moderna and the Pfizer
Moderna, Pfizer
vaccine,
is
they're
too hard to
very
store.
difficult to store,
Hmm.
right? I don't think we have the infrastructure, nor do we have the resources or the funds to build the infrastructures to store them. So it would make more sense for them to go for the AstraZeneca, which is also cheaper. But I was just saying that I thought they haven't even received it yet. I
I
thought the
don't
ones
I
that we
don't
got was just gifted.
I know those that we got were gifted.
Okay. But we should still got
Um,
sports. I don't care what you say. Okay, so
so
hold on. Let me just see what the people are saying. They're wild right now. No, I do not. Not calling for that. I think you missed what I was saying, but you know,
every
Reese
what an argument.
justification, huh? Oh, Reese justification cannot be whether they say is right. What is the justification? They must impose laws that are proportional to the circumstances. See, that's why you need to watch the topics. The topics does be lit like that. These are the kind of thought that goes into the topics. The topics, I can plug you a lot because that's our new show. Please tune into the topics on Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock. Say from in Nevis, we vote for money and for show. Very little thought goes into it. Just leave that
Um,
one right there. Yeah.
yeah, the,
If the island doesn't have it and they are doing everything in their power to prevent it from coming in, then why not allow the healthy and COVID people to enjoy the perks of all being free from the virus? Yay! Shots. I get through all of these comments and then we
yeah.
gonna move on. What the 800K? That's a laugh. They ain't buying nothing because they've been talking about donation and bilateral agreements and donations, etc. That's how I felt. That is what I felt like. But maybe this sale no no either. Maybe this sale no no. So this sale you go check your facts too. Because I run on Reese no no and we can't talk since we don't know. So we're
Yeah,
gonna keep it moving.
I don't know. I only said what was said to us.
New roads, new roads. Okay, let's not dwell on the vaccine thing too long. We got to go into the land saga. That's been stirring up a lot of talk. And we late. Okay, whatever. Late, better late than never. We want to bang remote on it. We want to talk about it a little bit too. We won't spend too long on it because, you know, it's kind of dried out. But we want to hear what the people has to say. A matter of fact, we start it off. Let me put this link and see who would log in and who would speak their mind. If anyone wants to speak about the vaccine, please call in right now to the Real Talk Corner. Where is it? Did it not post?
You got it? You put it up?
I'm trying. It says
All
send.
right, put it
I
up.
don't see it.
So
It
so
says
let's
send.
go to this. Let's go to the Daily Land Saga
Oh, that's the wrong one.
because
There's two of them on
because
here.
it's right. We'll go to this daily situation. The situation about the land.
Yeah.
Um. So I guess there's a situation over in the St. Thomas's area where the government with a um
Hold on. Wait before going. Yes. Anyone who'd like to call in and join us, please copy and paste that into your browser. I don't know if it's clickable, but if it's not, copy and paste it into your browser, and you could join in and hear your views. We're gonna bring the middle person on screen, so we're gonna know if you join. You could join without your camera. You just don't turn on the camera. Don't turn on the camera, and you could just be voice if you don't feel like you're pretty enough for the camera. Me and Reese are two handsome guys, so we love the camera.
Boy.
Okay,
Let it be known. Let it be known.
yeah. Okay, go
Yeah,
ahead,
man.
man.
But so like we were saying, right? The daily situation that happened. There was a piece of land
Mm-hmm.
over in the St. Thomas's area that I think Dr. Daly would have been farming on for
Mm-hmm.
quite some time, over 20 years apparently.
Mm-hmm.
That is what's being reported.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with that being said, there was a situation where the government would have leased the land to another individual,
Mm-hmm.
right? A
Mm-hmm.
young man or whatever it is. So there was a confrontation that would have occurred on the plot of land. That was the initial video that came out. Where these two guys would have went back and forth. You saw the young man putting up stakes and stuff like that out to the ground. And that's what it was. Apparently at that point, after that they made it to the police station.
They
Once
went
they
to
made
the
it to the police, yeah, they made it to the police station. Made it to the police station. Once they got to the police station, apparently the police asked Dr. Dady,
mm-hmm.
hey, what do you have in your possession to prove that you have the rights to work this land? And then they asked the young man, hey, what do you have in your possession to prove you have rights to work this land?
Yeah.
Now, the young man, of course, pulled out the title because
A
he
title.
was, yeah,
A
well,
title
he
is
had a
what he get.
document.
He own
Well,
it.
listen, no, he had a document stating that he had the rights to the land, and the land is leased.
So
So
you get a title.
he had a document stating
Okay.
that his name, everything is on the land. He's paying for the land, blah blah blah. Right?
Okay.
That's what the document was.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Doctor Daly didn't have anything, and at that point, there was an officer who stepped in the middle and said, "Well, you don't have anything, and clearly he has documentation for this plot of land, so
Okay.
we're going to allow this young man to go this plot of land
Reese
because
was there.
you know." No, but all this is in public.
Oh, is it?
All of this is in the public.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know where you live, but all of this came out, right?
Okay.
you know what I mean?
Sorry.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what it is. That was the initial situation, and then of course there was a situation after. Let's talk about that before we get into the situation after. What were your thoughts on that?
I don't know. Um, sorry to start out as with I don't know callers, but it seems like a whole lot of confusion because I've heard one side saying, "Oh, there's a matter in court," another side saying, you know, they have documents to claiming that they have the right to use the land. What I would say, and this is speculation on my part, sorry, I couldn't come with the facts. I just didn't want to follow the drama a little too much. It was a bit too much for me personally. But if there is a matter in court, I think that they should not have leased the land to anyone else. Even if they're trying to evict daily, I think there's channels to evict daily. I think there's channels. And okay, you know what? Let me not use names because it's not a daily situation. If they're evicting someone, I think there is a channel that they should use, right? To evict it. I don't see how somebody is using or somebody has been given the permission previously to use a land or a piece of land and then you just go and give somebody else, you know. It seems like it was a instrument for confusion, right? It seems like it was an instrument for confusion. It seemed like they wanted confusion, right? I know politics is involved, of course. Politics is involved. Um, I don't agree with the way it was handled. I think it's time that we start to elevate, man. We start to deal with things not because maybe Daly was in the position and did it to somebody else. This tit for tat is not what we're supposed to be teaching the youths. We're not supposed to be teaching the youths, boy, or girl, or whatever it is. Always do unto others as they do unto you.
Okay,
Because a
hold on,
eye for an eye will make the whole
hold on,
world blind,
hold on. Stick a pin
right?
right there. Hold on, stick a pin here because there's another part of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So here is what the premier came out and said, right? So apparently that there's a business owner that is, I guess, adjacent to below or above or whatever it is, that plot of land. The
Mm-hmm.
business owner called the government and said, hey, this plot of land is overgrown, and if anybody is going to run my establishment, they could hide in the bush or they
Mm-hmm.
could run through the bush and get
Mm-hmm.
away.
Mm-hmm.
So the government went and cleaned it. If the government went, if the bush is that high where it is concerned to somebody else, would you agree that that plot of land would be considered abandoned?
He wasn't using it.
No,
And
but
I
so but
think
hold on.
okay. Let me make this clear. Let me make this clear.
Would it
Let
be
me make this
considered
clear.
abandoned?
Let me make
Mm,
this clear. Let me make this abundantly clear. I do not have an issue, right? Zero issues do I have with the government taking the land from Daly. I don't have an issue with it, right? I think if he was farming it for 30 years, that does not give him the right to the land. It is also a way for other people to get a chance, other people to get a do, right? I have no issues with that. I'm talking about the way how the matter was handled, right? And if Daly wasn't using the land, but he is still in control of the land, I don't think they should have taken the matter, handled the matter the way that they how they handled it. There is no problem. I have no problem with them saying, Dr. Daly, you're not using the land. We are going to take this land back.
okay, but
Right? I
check
have
it
no
this way.
problem with that. So
Okay, but
there's
hold on,
nothing with
hold
abandon because Reese, if I give you a lease to a document and you sign the lease to the document, I mean the lease to for the land or whatever, and you sign that lease and you decide, by right now I lay in the land rest because agriculture you have to let the land rest sometime,
yeah, definitely.
right? You have to let the land rest. So I don't know how long the land was resting for. I don't know if it was resting or if he had abandoned it. I need time frame. Time frame is important in the matter. This is a lot of what we're not hearing. Nobody giving us no timeline. Nobody saying, okay, at this point in time, the land was overgrown for this amount of time, right? Because adjacent to the land, there was a piece of property that was being worked, obviously, because I saw a video where they chopped up the pieces of Dr. Daly's thing. So maybe he was just resting that piece of land, right? You understand?
I
So,
listening.
so I don't know. I don't know the full scenario because it's bits and pieces, sound bites here and there from everybody. Everybody talking their side of the story, right? I
Okay,
don't have a problem if they decide they want to take the land from him because we don't know how the politics in St. Kitts and Nevis go. You know, for me, I gotta give somebody for me. That kind of weather, tit for tat. That's how we do it. But it's not what I like, but it's how it is. We've grown to understand it and we've grown to accept it. So, abandon or not, if he was responsible for the land, they should not have taken the land from him in the manner in which they did. That's what I'm saying. That is where my
okay.
problem is, right? And if Daly did it before and it's karma, oh well. But I am also saying we should be able to show a better standard because we are trying to do better in life.
Bye. Listen, let me tell you something. I understand there is a show better standard and blah blah blah. Sound good. Sounds damn good. But it don't it don't it don't work in Sinkers news. So well, it sounds good and it's it's amazing. It sounds like this great plan. It don't work in Sinkers news. So I can't tell you that it gonna ever happen that way. It is what it is. It's just the nature of the beast. That's what it is. But once that happen, right, this is where the video really gets serious now. The following, I think it was the following week, or maybe 2 weeks after, whatever it was, there was a video that came out again from Dr. Daly where he showed that the land that he had, somebody went up in the land and I guess they cut up irrigation stuff and they pull up this and pull up that and things like that. Kind of destroy the property or whatever he had put in, it kind of destroyed.
Yeah, which is disgusting.
Now,
Disgusting. It's disgusting.
at the end of the video, it came down to it
Disgusting, man.
where Dr. Daly went on to become bec- become very emotional,
The man broke
and
down.
he spoke of his family and his grandchildren and stuff of that nature, and he broke down and he said I think he said he called Minister Jeffords and the Premier Brantley's name in the stuff. But to hear a grown man cry, you know what I mean? It's sad. It's sad to hear a grown man cry like that. It's sad. And he was totally broken. It's totally broken. So that was the sad part of it for me. Just to hear a grown man actually cry and stuff like that.
Despicable. Disgusting. It's, it's, it's look, that was sad. Yeah. And he had to come to that. And, and I guess there's a group of people that support it based on the political line that they support or they walk, right? That is the prerogative, right? Here in Real Talk Corner, we are independent thinkers. You know what I mean? We're independent thinkers, so we speak how we feel. Reese and I may not always agree, right? But Reese and I are agreeing on this last portion. There's a lot of people saying stuff in the chat, so I want to see what they're saying. But Reese, I like, yo, that's
No,
hard work, you know.
no,
My Uncle Powers,
hold
God
on.
rest his like my Uncle Powers, God rest his
Yeah,
soul, right?
yeah. Best
I
powers,
used to
best
work
powers.
tomato with him, man. You know how much work it takes to put into them kind of
By
yo.
anything in agriculture hard, yeah.
And the other
Especially if you don't have a machine to plow your land and you got to go out there with a fork and a hoe. By
run them
agriculture hard,
irrigation
yeah.
systems and you just chop them up and somebody feel like they score a goal. Somebody went home and
Agriculture
sleep
hard.
like a baby,
Okay,
slept
but
good, knowing that
no.
they got supportive people.
But you
You know
see,
what I mean? That's
you
crazy.
got to, there's another side to this as well, too.
Yeah. Hold on, hold
Because
on,
the other
hold on. Don't
side,
get into the other side yet.
uh,
Don't get into the other side yet. Don't get into the other side yet. Boom. Jasmine said, I feel like the matter in court should have been dealt with before any lease and destruction of property. I agree. I agree with you,
hold
Jasmine,
on,
and
hold
talk about
on. This,
reason.
this, this is the problem. We don't know. When was the paperwork filed in court? Was the paperwork filed in court before the first video or after? That is again what we don't know because
We don't know
remember
the
now
timeline.
that
We don't
again
know
is
the
completely
timeline.
different as well.
But
That's what we need
still,
to figure out.
but still, but still, ease up. The new lease cannot go into effect if there's a matter in court, even after the status quo stand. It stands as it is. Reese, oh, they give away the land to somebody else. I say, no, I'm in charge of the land. I can take this matter to court. I am still in charge of the land until the court say otherwise. If I could prove that I was actually in charge of the land before. Maybe Daly didn't have his papers at the time when he went to the police station, but that doesn't mean that he never had the papers at all. You see how these things work? Because you can say it as if maybe he's turned up to the police station and he never had any papers. Well, at the police station, but that doesn't mean he don't have them at home. That doesn't mean he
By
doesn't have anything at all.
listen, no. I tell you, you've been totally detached from the situation. I could tell you.
Okay, I'm trying to. I'm trying
The
to be detached from it. It's too much
the
noise. It's noise, man.
truly. So the man has admitted that he doesn't have any lease for the land. He doesn't have any paperwork for the land.
Okay.
That is how the other guy. That is why the police that decided to go along the lines with the other guy.
Wait, hold on. Oh, he said that he doesn't have any at all.
Yeah, so he admitted that. No, I feel that that was a mistake that he made. He should
So
not
he
admit
meant
it.
Well, how you getting quotes with? What you getting quotes with?
No, I don't know if it's gonna be status. Um, I don't know if it's gonna be like squatters' rights or whatever it is, length of time and blah blah blah. But that is what it is. Because I don't know if you know, he explained it. He explained it on another show.
Okay. Mervin,
Yeah, so he went
blue
into
table.
detail on the blue table.
Okay. Yes,
So that's
yeah.
yeah, so that's another thing as well. So that is where some of the problems coming in.
Well, if he explain it, why are we talking about it? Because then it's already out there, right? It's just my opinion then. So what did he
You
say on
know,
this show
no, but I told you that he admitted that he didn't have any documentation, any people
at
for
all?
rights
He
to the
lost
land.
it. He lost it, and he was never given it.
He never had any documentation to rights for the land.
I want to know how
Whereas
much
this
these land worth. I want
whereas
to know
this
the
young
worth of these
whereas
land.
this youngster, this guy, whoever it is, came and was able to present documentation for the land.
Yeah.
And that is why I think the police was able to say, hey, okay, you go ahead to the land. Now I feel because one had documentation, one don't have documentation,
Okay.
to stop any issues from happening, the land should have been locked down completely. Nobody should have had access to the land until the situation was taken care in court. You cannot tell me maintain status quo while I am paying for something that they have no access to.
But if you don't have any documents for the land at all, I don't see what your argument is.
So no, and that is why, and I think because if you remember in the initial video, the gentleman kept saying, "I have paperwork for this land,"
Yeah.
right? And Dr. Daly would have asked him, "Well, where you get paperwork from?" And he said, "Hey, I got paperwork for the land." So apparently, when they went to the police station, now that is where the situation came out, and the guy was able to present his documentation for the land. So to prevent any issues from happening, once you decide to go the legal route, the land should have been locked down. I understand I said maintain status quo, but you can't tell me that I should pay for something while another man have access to the land. No. So lock down the land completely. Nobody can be on the land until the situation is 100% handled.
Okay, hold on. Because it's a good question, right? The other question I want to know is how much. I want to know the worth of these lands. I want to know if these lands got any real, like, if there could be anything beneath this all. You get what I'm saying? But I just want to know.
What do you mean if there's anything we need to decide? This is political. What should we see? What do you mean if there's anything we need to
I
decide?
don't know. I don't know. Real
Yeah.
estate. Real estate is a big thing too. You not got to just be political. Real estate is big too. Real
Okay,
estate.
convince yourself.
Real estate ain't a big thing.
It's a big thing, but not in this situation.
So there is no possibility that we find out that these lands actually got a little more value that we had thought that they had before. Oh shoot, Daly on it. We gotta get rid of Daly. We gotta get Daly off of it because he was just out there working on some and value and some like land that were
Some
really
highly
was
valuable land.
yeah no. All of a sudden these lands got valuable. I mean they're valuable, right? No, all of a sudden these land valuable. So I kind of want this land. I mean that's something. But anyway, um, well, Reese, you could answer that question because you're very versed with the
Is
topic.
is Daly the only farmer in the area farming a land without a lease? Why is only his land in question? I think that's Starboy correct. Starboy, let me tell you why only Daily land is in question. Because only Daily decided to get involved in politics. When you get involved in politics within Twin Island Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, if you do not have everything to your name 100%, they're gonna find something to take from you. And that is what it is. Okay, and that is what it is point blank. Once you get involved in politics, you have to make sure your T cross and your I dot because they're gonna find something and they're gonna take it from you.
Man, I use capital letters, boy. What I that anti grass.
Boy, I tell you, and that's what it is. Once you get involved in politics, you stand to lose almost everything they have.
I want to know the value of
It's
the
it's
land.
sad,
That's
but
what I want to know.
this is what it is.
I want to know the value of the land. I want to know if there's an agenda.
They
We
say
can see.
is there an
Time will
agenda?
tell. Time will
Sound like
tell.
Bob Marley.
No, I mean, you know what gentrification is.
So you feel that this is happening because of gentrification?
I mean,
I
I'm
don't
not
feel
saying
so.
I
I feel that
feel that way, but you have to
I'm
learn
not.
how to think. I know we're within boxes right now, but we have to think outside of the boxes right now, right? These two boxes
I am
that we're
not.
within.
I'm
I
not
don't know.
thinking outside of the box. I'm thinking of reality, and this is what I'm seeing.
It's just politics.
If if you walk like a duck, you quack like a duck. I don't know what you think it be, but to me, it's a duck.
No.
When you get involved, listen. When you get involved in politics, my boy, it's rough. Politics is a dirty game for a reason. Politics is a sport, and it's the most dangerous sport anybody could engage in because you could lose everything. Um, this man working the same land for over 15 years under this very same CCM government. All of a sudden, he no got no papers. It's willful plot. No, it's not willful plot. Let me tell you what it is. Under the same CCM government, that is true, but he was not in politics all the time. Once he decided to actually get in the political arena, then that's when you start to lose it all. And that's what it is.
So justify some craziness, right? What about Marlene? Marlene.
Some of the person working the land given to them from daily, what made them think it will be fruitful. And if it makes sense,
You can't see all.
I can't see that.
Yes, some of the
What's your
person
conclusion?
working the land given to them from daily. What makes them think it will be fruitful, and if it is, what makes them think anyone will buy their produce? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
I
I
tell
don't know
you,
if
the
it's gonna be
topics don't be
fruitful.
crazy, eh?
I don't
Check
know.
out the topics every Tuesday. Well, not every
Yeah,
Tuesday, every
man.
other Tuesday night. You have the topics with Alan and China Walling, and this is the kind of things that you expect. Man, about that.
Um, hold on. We got one
Disclaimer:
here.
views and opinion.
Of the topics, right? It's solely those of the host
So
and co-host and does not reflect this network.
does not
Hey,
reflect this network.
hold on. There's one here that so this cell says, vote for me. I won't victimize. I'll just send home who now do they work. And if they ain't put up their socks within a year. Okay. Um
You agree with
I
that?
feel that I feel that victimization should end. I don't feel that somebody should be terminated or lose their job because
You were talking about victimization the other day, so talk about it.
right because of who I support.
Yeah.
Yes, there are individuals within government that every time the government change, they got to go.
Okay.
Right? If you're a permanent secretary, you got to go. If you're the head of a department, you got to go. I understand that, but you can't tell me you're gonna take a regular employee, a cashier at water department, a lineman who work in Nevlec, and say, "Bye, because you support this party, I'm gonna fire you." I can't agree with that. Now, if you tell me you're gonna say, "Bye," when it comes to the head of these departments, I need to have my people in these positions. I understand because those are appointed positions. But when it comes to regular people, I don't agree with it at all.
Let I agree. I agree with you. But the problem is governments are having a hard time creating jobs. So they have to give the jobs to those who support them, right? Because why me can vote for you if me not work? Simple as that. That is what it is. What we need is innovation. We need a government that will create jobs, right? Of course, victimization, bad mind and so in it too, but I think that is a part of it as well.
You know, I could make some good money in Nevis right now.
What?
I think we were talking about that area time. Over on the going towards Long Point, right? Once you get to Long Point and left side going up towards like I think it would be like back of Brownhill area, that side there, where
Mm-hmm.
you just got a lot of bush and so. If they turn over there into a red light district, you make money. You talking about innovation? You talking about way to make money?
That's a red
Hey,
light district.
you ever been to Holland?
I've never been to Holland.
Red light district is might be the most impressive place you ever walk in your life.
Oh wow.
Most, I tell you what, it's going to bring money. It's going to bring in people. People want to come for it.
Oh wow.
You can imagine, right? Think of it this way. Imagine a big family coming to have a wedding and Four Seasons. And a bachelor party, the man decide to go red light district. You know the kind of money the man gonna make? Like crazy. Money knocking dog over there.
You must be forget something in Christian Council.
But listen, I have spoken about that already, you know. They are too much power by.
By the way, we have strip clubs in Nevis now.
Yeah, we have strip clubs in this, but we need a full area. Because and you know the good thing about back there too, you're not gonna church back there. So you're not gonna feel like you walk with a strip club and you're next to a church.
What wrong with going to church?
You know what I mean? You know?
Nothing
You
wrong
walk
with
with a
it.
strip club and when you look up the first thing you see is the head of Mary watching you or the head of Jesus watching you. No.
Nothing wrong with it, Reese.
Hey, but that's what I need to do. Turn it into a red light district.
Okay, so Reese, overall, I know you, and let's close up the daily topic too. So how you feel you how do you really feel about the situation? Is it it's just politics, so you don't really feel no way about it, or what's you? I know you say you felt bad when you heard him cry.
No, I listen, I have heard two grown men cry in my life, right? Like that. And I'll tell you what, if that one was Daly, Daly was the second one. The first one was
What?
George Floyd. Daly working last 20 years on the
Oh my
okay.
gosh!
Okay,
Wishing
wait,
wang
wait,
wang 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 wang.
wait. Hold on.
I don't know who that is, but I know
Hold
it's a
on. Let me
shot.
see.
It's a shot.
Whoever is Fatima Lema.
It's
I don't
probably
know
not
who
a
that
real
is.
person.
Yeah,
It's a
but
shot. It's a real person, but the name.
the truth is right. You know, if you want to be critical and want to dissect this thing in its entirety, there was at one point Dr. Daly was over agriculture. You know? He was the permanent secretary of agriculture, so he had the opportunity to make it happen. If you want to dissect it, we could do it. We could do it that way. Think of it that way. But like I was telling you, I only hear two grown men crying in my life like that. The first one was George Floyd, you know, when the police had the foot on the neck, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the man cried for his mother, yeah, and he dying, you know. The second one was Dr. Daly. Dr. Daly cry. The first man that cried, right? He dead, yeah. Dr. Daly living and he cried like that. He wasn't dying. That really hurt the man. That bother him. It really break him. And I don't like to see when people get broken just like that.
I think I think he felt threatened though. I think he felt threatened for his life. I mean, I think I heard him say that he has to live for, and then he started listing out a lot of his children and grandchildren, or the case may be. So maybe he started to feel threatened for his life because it really takes us a mind that is um
But
um
listen,
worth worth studying to do what that person did. You see what I'm
but let me
saying?
let me tell let me share something,
That
right?
individual
I'm,
is
I'm,
not a normal person.
I'm gonna share what is scary for Dr. Daly. When you work in agriculture, you try to beat the sun. So you try to get out early morning. When you're out early morning, really and truly ain't got too much people driving up and down that area and stuff at that time. Dr. Daly is probably thinking that at some point he could be over there and something could happen to him. And he has to think of that. That's unfortunately the reality. And I wouldn't want to wake up man and say, boy, this happened to Dr. Daly. I don't want this, like that happen to nobody. You know what I mean? And but it's a sad situation. To hear a grown man cry is a sad situation.
It was sad.
Hey, somebody said take him to the red light district. May put a smile on his face.
Should be alright, man.
Hey boy.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, man. But hey,
But
it's what
that's
it
how
is,
it
man.
is. And we
It's
winding
what it
down
is.
for the night.
Politics, politics.
Politics is dangerous, you
The
know.
indoor sport,
So I
bro.
guess it's something to sign up for. But Reese, we're gonna call it tonight.
Yeah, man. We're in car tonight.
We're gonna call it tonight.
Been a good show.
I felt so too.
Season 3, episode 1. Feel good to be back.
Bang,
And I
bang.
thank everybody who here with us, who been
Yes,
watching,
yes, yes,
been
yes,
commenting, you know.
yes.
And we also got to big up, you know, the guys that kick off a new show on the network. Mr. Alan Powell and China Wallen big up themselves same still.
But
You
up,
know,
but up.
guys, tomorrow the topics is going to be live and lively. And these guys coming through with some serious topics, some real things they're talking about. And you may have your first opportunity if you've never been in quarantine. Tomorrow may be the only opportunity that you would have to get a first-hand experience of quarantine. Okay? If you want to know what the quarantine facility look like, what the bathroom look like, what the fridge look like,
Hmm.
tomorrow gonna be a chance to check it out. The
Tomorrow
topics bringing it
on
to you.
the topics.
The topics bringing it to you.
Oh, remember, please remember, just remember, it is not real talk corner. It is raw and uncut, right? Rated TV mature for language. Okay? So we put in the little spinny up there saying TV mature for language. And
Yeah,
this is
yeah, yeah,
rated TV
definitely,
mature for language. But
definitely,
they will be
definitely.
they will be covering multiple topics, whereas real talk corner will be focused on single topics and diving into that same single topic and dissecting that single topic. We're gonna dissect that single topic. We are hoping to start with guests, and we want to bring some real stories, some stories that people wouldn't even think about. You know, the people that you would never see on a talk show, the people that you would never see on the radio talking about their life and their life experience. And I'm telling you, we want to make people bow because we want them to feel the real. And I can emphasize on real because we begin up Real Entertainment Network, but the real life experience of individuals.
Yeah, man, yeah, man, definitely. And then, you know, what I mean, we not just real interviews, but real topics. You know, because this one here, we about to get on some real topics
Mm-hmm.
that people don't want to touch on. You might just see you hear a little thing about it, a little thing about that. No, we want dive in and we want to take our knife and carve it up
Mm.
and really understand what's going on inside there. One of those topics will be child support.
Child support
Child support coming up.
soon.
Child support
Very
coming
soon.
up. Child support is something that's going around, and you hear a lot of this and a lot of that about child support. Join
Mm.
us, we'll talk about child support. We're going right into the nitty gritty of child support. Man, woman, how it go?
Yeah, yeah,
All right. Yeah, man.
yeah.
So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for being here with us. It's been a pleasure. It's been great being back. Until next week, yeah, it's been real.
It's been real. It's been real. Hey Reese, take off your hat to season 3 now.
No.
Oh, you have
Take
to
it
shave
easy.
back.
Oh yeah. I for sure cause got full hairline on there. I go celebrate that.
Yeah, man.
Got full hairline, yeah. I got hairline.
All
All
right,
the time
man.
man hairline start to walk away.
It's
Yeah, the
me.
full hairline.